Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
Call 866-433-4500. That's 866-433-4500. Again, 866-433-4500.
Hi everybody. This is your girl LaShawna Renee, and I am back for I Could Be Wrong, But I Doubt It podcast. And today I have a special guest with me, the Tasha Rain Jordan, the realtor. Okay, so we are going to be talking today about side chicks.
Honey, it's a thing.
This whole epidemic, this whole breakdown of the family, right? But I wanted to talk about in a different angle of like not necessarily bashing people for their decision, because well, there is twofold, right? Because I don't want to bash those that maybe you're doing that because you don't know no better, and then but those that do know better, we do want to kind of get you some accountability so you can own your stuff. Please. But so it's gonna be balanced, okay? So we wanted to talk about some healing, right, and what cheating does and how it destroys families, and how like cheating now like is glorified, and how what it does to families, right? You know, and I invited my special guest on today because we both have, you know, been married,
yes,
and are now divorced.
Yes, we are happily divorced.
Happily okay,
divorced.
that part.
Happily
because
divorced.
Of infidelity.
Yes.
Right?
Strong foundation of infidelity.
Okay, strong foundation. That's okay. We'll just drop right into that.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? What is a strong foundation of infidelity?
It looks like consistently repeating the same cycles of, are we in this or are we not? And you keep choosing somebody, and there's two people in the marriage and not three. And then you repeat the cycle once we've talked through it and tried to work through it. And it's this foundationally, is this what we're building on? Are we building on fidelity or infidelity? Are we working together? Are there two people in this marriage? Or are there three? Yeah. So that's what I mean by the strong foundation of infidelity. Good. Because like, where else is our foundation if this is where we are? This is what we're building. Yeah, this is what you bring to the table for us to build on.
Yeah, our foundation is a little jacked up right now. How can we build off of this?
And I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it.
No, and that's fair. But what I wanted to, talk about is, I know that there are plenty of women, right, who are openly, happily, boldly side chicks, right? They are.
All of those things.
All of those things. Boldly, they embody those. And they thrive off of going after your man. Going after going after those, and even the Bible talks about the strange woman, how she hunts after how she just like looking for the one to grab, right? Yes. And so I thought it was very interesting to kind of just dig into this conversation because it's so multi-layered.
It is very
right. It's not just somebody cheated. It's like it goes so deep.
It does.
It goes so deep.
It does. It stems from insecurity. It stems from.
So you're talking about the side chick.
From the
well,
side
both
chick.
Kinda, because the man too. But we'll
because a lot of times the man will have a really good solid woman.
Yes.
That he prayed for, and then sacrifices it for the whore.
Ooh. Ouch.
And it's amazing how you knew that you were sacrificing what you were building, the foundation of the life that you said that you wanted. You knew that you were sacrificing the life, the lifestyle, the trust, the agreement, the covenant. You knew that you were sacrificing all of those things, but you lacked discipline so much, and you looked for validity and validation somewhere else so much that it caused you to jeopardize everything that you prayed for, wanted, and built.
My God.
And so it's like, where does that leave you when you have somebody that you want to work with, build with, start a life with, but it wasn't worth it when you wanted 3 minutes of 2 humps and a pump.
Okay.
I don't understand.
All I heard was hump and a hump, hump and a hump. But yeah, that's fair.
So it's concerning to me.
Yeah.
It's concerning to me. And then on the other side of it, you have these women that intentionally pursue married men.
Absolutely.
You have these women that don't even value sisterhood and understanding how it feels when you're broken because the trust in the relationship was broken. Don't understand that. Let me put myself in his wife's shoes to see how I would feel if somebody knew that I was married.
Yes.
And invaded that covenant and invaded those vows. And yes, he is to blame.
Absolutely.
But you played a part in it going into it knowing that he was in covenant with somebody.
You did. And
So
that's
you didn't
the thing,
respect
too.
her as a woman. You didn't respect her sisterhood. You didn't respect her home. You didn't respect how it felt. You know what I mean? So it's such a blatant disregard.
It is.
But it starts with insecurity because you're in competition with her, trying to be better than her, and you can never compete where you don't compare.
Oh,
So
ouch.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah, that's
There's
that's you can't compete where you don't compare.
no.
Wow.
Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is this: you brought up a very valid point about the sisterhood.
Yeah.
And it's simply putting yourself in somebody else's so putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. Your sister, like, why would you want to do that to your other sister?
Why?
Right? Like, why? Like, what are you trying to prove?
What do you gain out of it?
What do you gain out of that? And what void, what deficits do you have within yourself
That's exactly
that
right.
you say, oh, you know what? I see her happy. I see this good man. I want to come in and causing a disruption to this because I don't like a happy home. I don't like that she has something that I want, so I'm going to go over there and mess up her stuff.
I want what she has.
I want what she has. That is the most raggedy thing. And it's like, and again, and then it goes back to, how do you really feel about you?
you don't value you.
You don't value you.
If you'll take
You don't have
somebody second-
self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like, and you're willing to say, you can't talk to me during this time because I know you're with your family. I know you're with your wife. And I'll settle for calling me in the bathroom, in the car,
It's
in
literally
these
the same.
random 5-minute conversations because I'm willing to take whatever you can give me because I feel that less. I feel that low of myself that I'm willing to take anything you're willing to give because I really don't think that much about me.
Willing to take the scraps.
Literal scraps.
In your kingdom, she's a peasant. In
Literally.
his kingdom, she's a peasant. And you're
Literally.
willing to be the peasant on the street waiting for the king to give you an ounce of his time.
That
and
is
you're willing
crazy.
to accept that little.
That is
so
crazy.
it does, it ventures to ask,
Yes.
how do you feel about yourself that you're willing to accept so little?
Exactly.
You're willing to literally accept nothing because what do you get? She literally gets all the benefits of being a wife, including being the beneficiary.
You know what she gets? She gets a wet behind and sent home.
That is it. That is it. That is it.
Oh, nice.
That is it. But if that's how you value you, if that's how you look at you, if that's all you think that you're worth, then that's what you'll settle for. And I know, I've been in association with women who have felt like, he has to give me the same life as he's giving his wife, and I just laugh because that's never
not
gonna
gonna
happen.
happen.
That's never gonna happen.
And you know why it's never going to happen? Because he's not in covenant with you.
He doesn't even value or regard you in the same esteem as her. You're literally
No, you
something to
can't.
do when
Yeah, you're
he's
something to
bored.
do.
You're something to do outside of what he has at home because that's why he goes home to her every single night. You're literally entertainment.
Exactly.
And you probably get paid the $30 worth of the fee for entertainment or whatever it is, because some people are like, well, I get my bills paid. Well, guess what? It's still not worth your soul.
That's good.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because now
It's not.
there was something like back in like the 80s and 90s, and it was a word that we don't really use anymore that I wish we would bring back.
Well, home wrecker.
Shame.
Shame. It's not enough.
Shame.
It's not enough shame.
Good old shame. Remember, shame would keep you from because I would be
did.
too shamed. Like I would be so ashamed if someone
did.
found out that I said this and I did
Yes.
this. And so that shame
Yes.
kept us from making certain decisions. No, I'm too ashamed.
It's true.
I'm too ashamed. Oh, if somebody found out I did this, oh, I would be so ashamed. of shame. And it
It's true.
kept you from doing stuff. Now we got social media, everything's everybody's business.
It's so true.
And now I don't have any shame. So now I'm flexing that I got your man over here paying my rent, paying my bill. But it's like,
That's
what are we doing? Like we brought down to that. We've forsaken morality,
Yes.
values.
Yes.
And we're down to monetary, we're weighing it on monetary gifts now.
because the whole world actually kind of wants to alleviate biblical principles.
Absolutely.
So when
Yeah,
the world wants to do away with,
Absolutely.
you know, things that are evil, good, calling good evil and evil good. Is that, am I making a proper reference? Because I think that's in the word.
That's it. Absolutely.
So we've ventured off into that time where now evil is called good and good is evil, and everybody wants you to accept their mess.
Yes.
And that's why you have so many people trying to switch genders. Like, no, if you were born,
Baby,
you were born a male,
Listen.
a woman has a womb. That's like, honestly, like, so just the world has started to feed into people's foolishness.
Absolutely.
And started to kind of make it acceptable and normal. They have tried to normalize what's corrupt and normalize what has normally been deemed shameful.
Yes.
And it's but social media has not really helped it that much because it
Yeah.
televises it.
Yes.
And as it televises it, you have this mixed level of content of people that are saying, I know that's right, I'm with it. And then you have some people that are like, no, that's horrible and you're an awful person. But with social media spreading so much of this lewd behavior, it breeds a level of acceptance amongst everybody. So that's where I
Yeah.
think we are, is the shame has gone because there's a world that participates in it, and so because they participate in it, they validate it, and they make other people feel like it's okay. Even this whole like this, and this is not on the subject of what we're discussing today. Even down to like scamming and credit card, like people like, I heard somebody say, I don't want to date somebody if he's not a scammer. Girl,
my
what?
gosh.
Like the ignorance,
Not a scammer.
the ignorance of some people's mentality, but it's because social media has started to make some of the worst behaviors normal and acceptable.
Yes.
And it's televising it and glamorizing it, and the reality is, it's not. So shame kind of went out the window when all of the lewd behavior started becoming on full display for people, making them think it's okay. And then the other part of that is, people see it as, oh, they're living the life.
Yes.
They're not.
They're so
Social
not.
media is so fake. It's what they want you to see. It's you have to look past the exterior. They give you 30 seconds of their life, and that's the part that they want to see. In the other 24 hours, other 23 and a half hours, they cried in their bed.
Listen. I've seen people in real life, like, don't have much good to say about their spouses.
No.
But baby, they would come down to that social media,
Yes.
and you would think they was married to the guru of spousal positions. Okay, whether that was either husband or the wife. And you're like, I literally just had a conversation with you, and you scroll past there, you like,
You know, I know y'all in real life.
and you just, and it's like, I didn't even, how can I even give you a like, a click, or I gotta scroll past that, cause like, I know this a bunch of bull. Like, I know this a bunch of bull crinkle, cause I know you, and you literally was just dogging them.
I know
Dogging
you.
them out.
I know you in real life.
No, you don't. But to your point, social media, we can make up whatever we want and throw it out there.
Whatever reality.
And because I or viewer A and viewer B don't have a personal or have a direct insight to my life, you believe this malarkey that I'm putting out here because I make it look so great and I make it look so fun and I make it look like this, but in reality, it ain't that.
It sucks. You can't tell me being a side chick doesn't suck. He has to go home to his wife every single night.
Let me tell you something, how we know it sucks. Not only is he going home to his wife every night, you're getting told what you cannot do. You cannot go here. We can only go to low. I can't take you into a nice establishment. Somebody. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if this is true, but this is what they told me. So my I got cheated on, and they told me that they took the girl into the White Castle bathroom. And I'm like,
I'm not gonna say I don't believe it. I know somebody who personally.
But I said I wish I would drop my drawers in the White Castle bathroom.
For your man.
First off,
For
I'm
your
not going
man.
in there to pee.
for your man.
But then I'm gonna go in there for somebody else, man. Like,
Not even because it's my
not-
husband's fantasy,
But I'm not
because
even
for your
gonna go in
man.
there because I gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah,
So, okay, I'm not gonna go in there for that. Let
Granted.
alone.
Granted,
I'm like, but this what you get. That cannot make you feel good about yourself.
it does not. But it goes back to the level of insecurity or the lack thereof, because
I'm like, you got to be the dirtiest, dingiest dust bucket out here. Like, cause who does that? Like, that's how you value you?
No, seriously, White Castle, and that
White
was how
Castle.
he valued you, and you went right for it.
And you went right for it.
He threw the fishing line out, and you were the bait, and he reeled you right. He used that little $3 bait, not even $3,
Not even $3.
The bait was
39-cent hamburger.
and that was cool with you.
And that was okay.
I hate that for them.
I hate that for them too. But we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna be talking about some of the elements of this side chick thing. We're gonna dig a little deeper.
Okay.
So stay with us, guys. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Yes.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your Professor Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown could eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine? How much do you love your kidneys? Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call CarShield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-460-3829.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. For more information on how to pay delinquent property taxes, visit our website, treasurer.waynecounty.com, or call us at 313-224-5990. We're here to help.
Shit.
Hi, welcome back to our next segment of I Could Be Wrong, but I Doubt It episode. Today I have two special guests with me. I have my guest, Tasha Rain Jordan. I have Mr. Keith Williams, the owner of Detroit Courageous Network, here with us today, and we are continuing the conversation on side chicks and the destruction of family. And so we are going to talk about some elements. So Mr. Keith had some insights that he wanted to bring, because he said he felt like, we were kind of bashing the men a little bit. And we were just sharing, our experiences on what we've dealt with. But Mr. Keith said we were missing a little piece. So, Mr. Keith, what were we missing?
It's the understanding of a relationship.
Okay.
We play in the beginning.
Who was we? The men? Men
Men
play?
and the women.
Oh, men and women play. Okay.
Let's say
We playing the game.
before
Okay.
we put the ring on the finger
Gotcha.
and all this other stuff.
Gotcha.
All the stuff that goes along with the newness of a relationship.
Okay, gotcha.
All things is everything is
Everything's
open.
new.
Everything is new.
Yeah.
And then something happens along this journey.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm gonna go back historically.
Okay.
What happened to the black man when he left the home?
Yes.
See, back in the early 60s, 80% of all households in the African American community was run by black men.
Okay.
And then the welfare system came in.
Yeah.
And then it says a man cannot be in a home
Yep.
in order for the lady to get welfare.
Absolutely.
Was
Okay.
it the husband couldn't be in the home or the man?
The man.
The husband. It was the man, not the husband.
It was the man. Whoever the man was in that home.
The man. Yeah, the man. Yeah, not the husband.
The
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
They could not be in that home. So the woman was out. She was there to tend, to run the family like you always do.
Right.
Y'all very good at that, okay? While they put the man out, the man, he gonna float, okay?
Okay.
He
So.
gonna float.
Okay. So
Okay.
you started there, but we can't start there, because there was a reason. Why did so many women take that offer?
That's on you.
Good question.
Oh.
That's on the
Really?
woman.
That was on the woman?
That's on the woman.
Okay.
A man cannot
We'll
do.
get back to that, because there was a reason why the
Hold on,
women took that offer.
A
but
man
we'll come back
cannot
to that.
do unless a woman allows them to do.
I think that's a good place to start, because why did they take the offer?
Now you got to tell. I'm trying to understand it. What offer are you talking about?
The offer that the government
To
had to
receive the
say, hey,
assistance.
put this man out and we'll take care of you. So why would the woman say, I'll get rid of my black man for this bargain? Why would she
it
have
could
said
have been
that?
a mutual agreement.
Why did she say that? It was a reason.
because
Because we're going to have a conversation. We got to have a
okay,
conversation.
the bottom line is, back in those days, there was some racist stuff done to a black man. Okay, the black man didn't have his sanity. He didn't have his respect because the white man was dogging us out. But at the end of the day, the economic conditions caused that problem.
Cause what problem? The woman
The
to take
man
that
had
offer?
to leave the house. It was an economic situation.
Okay.
It was not. It was forced. It was forced because food and stuff need to be in that house
Why was it deficient?
because of lack of opportunities for black men.
That's fair. That's fair.
The lack of opportunities to do a lot to it, a woman or a man. Okay, in those days it was few and far between. Black men, they came up to Detroit in 1935 to work at Ford Motor Company.
Right.
And then we had plant jobs.
Right.
Then a few brothers and sisters went to college and got a different kind of education.
Right.
But as a whole, we depended on the automotive industry. Now, at that time, welfare, there's only a certain many ways we can get income. And so the man had to do what he had to do.
Okay.
But he did circle back to get his wife.
Okay.
After he pushed him out, they had to, he checked on her every day.
He checked on them. That's a perspective.
I
That's
have a different understanding, because going back to whether it was the man or the husband, it wasn't the husband had to go. It was if you're unmarried.
No, the husband had to go.
The man.
The man.
That I have a different understanding of that.
Well,
That if they were married, that
No,
the rules were different.
The man had to go.
Okay.
I want you to do.
Okay.
I want y'all to go back. I don't know what year country I was born in, but okay.
Oh, Mr. Keith.
I don't. All I see
It's
is
okay, and that's
two-
what I said. I have a different understanding.
Yes, I see.
So I didn't live through that.
I'm with two.
Yeah, I didn't live through it.
Professional women, and I'm just trying to give you an understanding. It was the man, it was a husband or the side man in the house. He had to go.
Okay.
Okay.
The father, he had to go.
Okay, so the thing was this. So the back to the why, they took the offer.
Yes.
Right. So now that we got it clear, what
He was trying
man?
he was trying to make sure his family eat.
Okay, that's fair. But what were the conditions like between the man and the woman during that time?
We-
Where the woman would say, "I want this offer."
Because the women back in those days were very reasonable.
Okay, if they were very reasonable,
They're
why
very
did they take
reasonable
this offer?
because those kids need to eat.
They do.
They needed their bills paid.
They
Okay,
did.
and the man had to understand. See, to me, if you were a man and the white man tell you had to leave, that's a gut check. That's in you in your heart, and your
I
stomach.
get it. I
Okay,
get it.
he's a proud man.
I get
But you
that.
don't try to make him out a monster.
I'm not making you want to be honest.
Trying to just make him out a monster
I'm
because
just
they told him he
saying.
had to leave. Y'all want to say, well, why did he leave and all this stuff? The man said, your family don't eat unless that man, they can't eat if he's there.
Okay.
I get that. But what I'm saying
Now y'all talking about the extras now.
no, the extras. That's not the extra. I'm saying that, okay, I get that, right? So I get being in a position where you say, I have to make this decision to get rid of my man, my husband, in order for my children to eat, right? And let's just say that's a mutually agreed upon decision. That man says, you know what, babe? They got to eat. The kids got to eat. I'll go out here and figure it out. You take this offer that they're offering, and I'm out of here. That's what happened. And that's totally fair.
Some men didn't come back. A lot of men didn't come
Well,
back.
they couldn't, right? Because
It
under
was
the
economic
stipulations,
times,
right?
right.
They couldn't,
Right.
right? But even so, as far as let's just say that there was a man and that decision was not mutually agreed upon, that man said, let's figure this out, and the woman said, no, you gotta go, I want to take the government on this offer. Why would she have said, I would rather take that than to work this out with you?
Coming from a big family and the stresses of a big family, I can understand for a woman to say such a thing like that.
Okay.
Because she's dealing with reality.
Okay.
She's dealing with, she got to feed these kids.
Yeah.
She's got to keep a household going,
Okay.
and there's no resources in the house.
Yes.
Okay, it was a handshake,
Mm-hmm.
but the man knew his role when everything got leveled off. His butt supposed to came back home because when he went out there, when they put him out there, he should have been trying to get his skill sets together so he can feed his family.
Right.
Okay, but sometimes people wander. Sometimes they wander.
Oh, they want, so he's
Sometimes.
so
So
does
instead
that
of-
wandering mean that he was creating other families?
So
Yes,
instead of
that
being on the
happened.
mission
Okay.
that he
That
was
happened.
out there looking to fulfill, accomplish,
Yes, that's why.
started a different mission.
Well, you know.
And so he perpetuated the
that
system
was-
of broken
that-
homes
that
being
was-
left
That was the
for
devil's
the government.
mission.
Oh, that was
The devil's mission. Okay.
So my concern is he perpetuated the system. He perpetuated the broken system because he left this home to be self-sufficient
But
and to leave the government
Let's
to
look
take
at it
care
like
of it,
this.
and moved on to another home to create the
hold
same
on.
perpetual
Let's
system.
Let's look at this. Let's look at that.
Okay,
The devil knew what he was doing.
it's true.
He knew that he saw a wholesome family. Let me see how I can break up that wholesome family.
It's true.
Okay, by taking the resources from that wholesome family. Okay.
That's a part to play in,
So
for sure.
being diagnosed as weak, as the white man has portrayed black men throughout our history, some men took on that behavior.
Okay.
Some
It's
men,
true.
some men, you know, when you partake in the supper and you produce X amount of kids, y'all both know what y'all was doing, and it was all,
True.
and it's under of the covenant of I do.
It's true. It's true.
Y'all knew what y'all was doing.
True.
It wasn't no Planned Parenthood. It wasn't no planning back in those days.
Okay.
Okay, it was no
Everyone
contraception.
was willing participant.
Yeah, everybody was willing to participate.
Yes.
Sometimes it got out of hand. Okay,
Got out of hand.
You got out of hand. Okay, but at the end of
That's
the
a
day,
nice. Got out of hand.
That's a nice way to. That's
Hey.
a pretty
Well, that's
skirt
a
on
pretty.
it.
That's a
Pretty
beautiful
skirt on a
skirt.
conscious
Got out of
choice.
hand.
hey, well, I'm just
It got
gonna
out
say
of
this to
hand.
you.
It's a pretty skirt on a
I was
conscious
the last
choice.
baby. I was born in 1956, so I'll be 70 years old, February 6th. 2 years later, Dennis came into the world. Dennis died in my mother's arms in our house of pneumonia and measles. Then 2 more came, Yvette and Terrence. I got mad because I was just starting to get the newness of things.
Because here they come.
Here they come.
Why are you here?
And I said to myself, Mom and Daddy, want y'all to keep that door open. Okay?
Y'all open.
Y'all ain't getting no privacy in here.
Like, no more.
No privacy.
Hey, because
We gonna start sleeping with y'all in the
yeah,
minute. No more.
because enough is enough.
Y'all be bringing 3 people in here.
Enough is enough. Okay, but it was too many of them. Shit. And then I was sleeping in bed with 4 brothers. One rotate up. That was graduation, and the other moved out.
Say it up.
Hey, I didn't have to go to high school to graduate. I was graduating in the bed.
So let me ring us back in because
So
I
that's what
want
I'm
to
saying.
understand
Okay.
how did this? Because does this lead to the side chick generation? Did
It's
all
true.
of this lead to
The side chick generations when people started looking at TV, all this craziness on TV, and all
It
this
wasn't
stuff.
side chicks before then?
It's been side chicks in the history of this country.
Okay, this
Okay.
was the foundation of what we
It's side chicks. But what I'm saying is this. In that side chick, something happens. Something happened that the woman is not doing and the man is not doing.
Okay.
Okay, they're not doing certain things to keep the relationship wholesome.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think it's dangerous when we get to saying somebody didn't do something.
I agree.
Because it almost comes, it could be perceived. I'm not saying that you're saying this. I'm saying it could be perceived that, well, that's kind of what that person got. Because you wasn't showing up in a way, you know what I mean? So you deserved
To be cheated
what
on.
you got.
Yeah.
Nobody
cheated on.
deserves to be cheated on.
Right. Right. That's why I'm saying, like, that line could be a little misleading. Right. Because they don't. Right. But here's the deal, too. I think we haven't really had a real conversation about in regard to relationships. Because that's a valid point to say, okay, the person wasn't getting a need met. That's valid.
It is.
However, it can be very selfish only because in a relationship, it's not all about you. And I don't want to say it like you're supposed to not get what you need. I'm not saying that.
You'll
But
be
there are
deficient in
something-
every relationship. You'll
There's
miss
gonna be
something in every type of
something-
exchange of a relationship.
Exactly.
You'll miss
There's going to
something.
be something off. How I think it's important how we address that.
I agree.
Because there are some times where your spouse just may not be able to. Just for instance, let's just say having a baby. A woman has a baby. She down 6 weeks sexually, 8 weeks sexually. Ain't nothing she can do. And sometimes it could be more than that. Postpartum depression, complications from birth. You know, we're just saying let's. So there's a time where even a man could be hypersexual or have a high sex drive. You have to put the bars on that.
You have to have some sexual
So that's
discipline.
that's not an excuse to say, well, I ain't getting what I need. Well, no, you're not getting what you need because she can't give it to you
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And that's just an example. There are times where the person and a man,
True.
let's just say if a woman is a higher desire, but a man, she may be a stay-at-home mom. Her role may not be outside of the home, but
Yeah.
she's still working inside. But he comes home, he done had the man on his back, and he done been working and doing. So is that fair of her to think that he's supposed to come in and drop the drawers and just no? Realistically, like, so she would have to say, you know what? She have to look at him and say, yeah, I want this.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I see my husband is tired.
Yeah.
I see he's had a long day.
Yeah.
I see he's mentally drained. Let me allow him time to recuperate. That's what I'm saying as far as that. We have to be cognizant of each other in a relationship. And I think to say like, well, you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that can be
It's dangerous.
dangerously, like, because
You
it
know.
can give a self-centered root, like
It's
that
dangerous.
I'm supposed to have all my needs met
And
because
it
this
doesn't
your
give the
job.
other person space to be human. And
That-
it doesn't open up the door
That.
for conscious reciprocal communication.
That.
It just excludes that other person, and then this person selfishly makes a decision, well, I'm not getting this, so I'm going to go find it somewhere else.
Right.
But then the reality of that whole situation is, I don't know one man that has gotten caught cheating that did not come and beg his wife back and apologize and, oh, I'm so sorry, and I didn't mean to ruin the relationship, and I didn't mean to risk it all. But the reality is, you made a conscious decision to involve yourself with this person. You made a conscious decision to detach from home. We all know the conversation leads to penetration. So you had to lay the foundation.
Wait, I'm sorry.
No,
Did you-
conversation leads to penetration.
Okay, that's
so
a,
you
that's a
you
bar.
made an intentional decision to lay some foundation of conversation here,
Okay.
instead of keeping where you were healthy and having a conversation at home. No, you took that energy outside of home and decided, you know what, I'm going to focus my intentions here because I want this 5 minutes of pleasure, and I'm going to lay the foundation over here to get it, while ignoring the spouse that I have at home, or whether that's a husband or a wife. It happens on both sides.
Yeah.
So you're ignoring the needs of your home, you're ignoring the needs of your spouse, and intentionally seeking validation and security and conversation outside of the home. But why?
You know, I've learned this during your life. You got to build situations on foundations.
True.
If the foundation is weak in the beginning, it's going to be weak in the end.
I disagree.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to give you a case in point. Monday, I went to my cancer doctor. Okay. Back in 22, they found I had pain right here. I didn't know what it was. And so I walked with some women. I call my walking wives. They always, Keith, they pointed to Providence Hospital.
Okay.
And I went, and they did blood tests and all this other stuff. Came back, nothing. Said we're going to do a chest X-ray. That's when they found the tumor.
Okay.
And so, finally got my doctor. They finally did a test and they told me what it was. So then I had to go to Commerce with the doctor. And when you have to get a bone marrow, that is the most uncomfortable and the most scary thing, because you don't know what's going to be the outcome. And I saw my wife go through that process. And then Monday, the doctor came in and said, Keith, you're 3 years clean.
Hey, glory! That's a reason to go. Real tears.
And my wife had me about, well, I'm saying this to say this. Yes, in a marriage is a fight. It's a lot. But somehow you got to resort back to the Christian experience if you ever had it. And the Bible said, for rich or for poor, for sickness and health, to death do us part. That's Jesus. That's God. That's God in you. The devil, when the devil comes in, there's something missing. And we as individuals gotta look ourselves in the mirror. What did I do wrong? And what can I correct?
That self-awareness is so key.
Absolutely.
Self-awareness is key.
Absolutely.
And a man has to be, he has to go, he can't make excuses. He can't make excuses.
You getting to where we going with
No,
this?
but I'm saying this. A man can make excuse and a woman gotta realize what she did.
True. It's true. It's true, because, and it goes both ways, because the destruction of the relationship is not completely and totally all on one person.
Absolutely.
When we're self-reflective and accountable for our impact and our actions on how we got here,
Yes.
we can hold ourselves responsible and say, you know what, I didn't give you that. But how do we know what we're not giving if the spouse is not speaking? If they took that and internalized it and they compartmentalized it, and then now they're building resentment, and now they're building anger, and now the enemy is playing on their mind, and they're saying, oh, well, she don't love you, she don't respect you, she didn't even hear you when you said this.
Absolutely.
You know, and so then it becomes a matter of you're allowing the situation to bring this level of miscommunication, and then the miscommunication brings breakdown when you could have just said it.
So I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let y'all
Okay.
finish y'all stuff together. There's a thing called SWOT analysis.
Yeah, I know what a SWOT analysis is.
Strength, weakness,
Yeah.
opportunities, and threats.
Yes.
So when you get into a relationship,
Uh-huh.
do you do a SWOT analysis?
Before I get into a relationship,
so
that's
SWOT
how I can just
yeah.
go. The trash takes itself out.
Yeah, because you have to look at a person's family structure.
True.
You got to you got to look at from head to toe.
True.
See what kind of family this person is coming from, and when you're doing a SWOT analysis, you'll get the true history of that individual and how that individual is going to be in a long-term situation.
I would agree to an extent. You know why?
Right.
Because I can't say this is how I was raised, so this is how it turned out. Because once I become an adult, I have a conscious choice to not be what they were. I can make a conscious choice every day to wake up and be better. I can make a conscious choice to look at that background and say, that whole situation was broken and toxic, and I want nothing to do with that. So we all are accountable for our own tomorrow based on what we've reflected in our past, in our lineage.
But let me say this to you.
Yes.
First 60 years of my life, I'm on God's grace.
Every day we wake up on God's grace, don't we?
Now I'm on the latter part of my life.
Okay.
And in that journey of this first 60 years, I started seeing my family's history that I didn't know about.
Okay.
That the slave man put in us to create this all these different colorations and different mindsets and all this other stuff. Okay. And some folk just don't know the history.
It's true.
That's fair.
It's
Yeah.
true.
You could be consciously in this life, but you don't know about that other life
It's
that
true.
contributes to this life.
I agree. I agree.
Okay?
Yes.
So what I'm saying to you is this. Just have a little leniency when somebody goes astray. And if it can't be repaired, then it's good to move on. Because we all fall short of grace, fall short of glory of God.
To your point,
Oh,
I got a question.
Ooh.
To your point, so you're saying that women should understand men's backgrounds and their yesterday and give them some leniency when they make a poor choice.
When is it not going to hurt the situation?
Do men allow the same
They
leniency to
should.
women? Do they?
I don't know because I
Because
can't I'm not going to step and speak for all men.
Majority of men.
Yeah,
if we cheat on y'all, do y'all take us back?
No.
And you know that.
Yeah, that's a collective.
Yeah.
The majority. Not saying it's never happened, but the majority is gonna say.
All I'm saying to you guys is this.
Goodbye, nice try.
I'm getting ready to exit. I love y'all.
Oh, he gonna stir it up. He gonna stir the pot.
Hey, Whitney.
Now he get out the kitchen.
Thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for engaging with us.
We done ran Mr. Keith. Listen, guys, we're gonna go take a quick break after this, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna wrap up our discussion because Mr. Keith got us. We done went back. We went back to the '60s, and we done went back and we done talked about Jim Crow, and we talked about the government. But no, it's all good. It's all
It's
good.
all in perspective.
It is. No, I
Because that's
appreciate
where
it.
the separation started.
Absolutely. And so we'll be right back with more after this.
That's where the separation.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. For more information on how to pay delinquent property taxes, visit our website, treasurer.waynecounty.com, or call us at 313-224-5990. We're here to help.
The world is a big place, let's go see it. With 3 pickup spots across Detroit, at Big City Bus Tours, veterans get 10% off and you can literally pay with Cash App on the bus. How convenient is that? We're Big City Bus Tours and we make travel easy. Whether you need to get to Cedar Point, Toledo on Tuesdays for just $85 round trip, or even Metro Airport, we've got pickup locations that work for you. Eastside location at 6 Mile and Row at 8 a.m. Westside location meets us at Home Depot on Myers at 8:30. And if you're near Michigan Avenue, we'll grab you at Liver Noir at 9 a.m. No cash, no problem. We take credit, debit, and yes, Cash App's right there on the spot. Plus, every ride comes with free refreshments because we actually care about your comfort. Seniors over 65 save money too. Stop stressing about gas, parking, and all that driving nonsense. Let us handle the road while you handle the fun. Book now at BigCityBus.com or just scan to pay with Cash App. BigCityBus.com, the world.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
Call 866-433-4500. That's 866-433-4500. Again, 866-433-4500.
our last segment of I Could Be Wrong podcast, but I doubt it. With my host here, my special guest. I'm LaShawna Renee, and my guest is Tasha Jordan.
Hey, y'all.
Yes. So we are wrapping up this conversation, y'all. This was so much fun. Thank you so much, Mr. Keith, for coming on and sharing
our special
your gems and our special guest, dropping gems about just taking us back historically and just giving the perspective of some of the generational things that have happened with our black men in particular. So we definitely appreciate that.
Yes.
So I definitely just wanted to kind of wrap up with some final thoughts. Okay. And so what I wanted to, I'll give you an opportunity to say your final thoughts, and then I'll wrap up with mine.
Okay.
So anything you would like to leave as, even if it's something that you've gained, wisdom that you walked away with, lessons that you understood, something you understood better even after, going through a divorce, with the cause being infidelity and all of that. If there's something that you want to address to maybe a husband or a wife, or even a woman who's thinking she's doing something by sleeping with somebody else's husband, like anything.
Oh,
like
it's a
any
lot.
final thoughts.
Girl, you gave me a lot of final thoughts.
I know. It was just examples.
It's a lot.
All right,
let's start with understanding the significance of disrupting someone else's union.
Okay.
Understanding how, as a woman, how would you feel if that happened to you? I had someone that I know, and I asked, I said, well, if you were a wife, how would that make you feel?
Yeah.
Well, if I wasn't doing my job and this and that, and I said, you don't know what she was doing or wasn't doing, you just know what you were told.
That part.
And so I really want, women to understand that it's deeper than what you heard. It's deeper than what he said. Put yourself in that perspective. Put yourself in that position and ask yourself, would I want this for my own self? How does this destroy my union? How does it destroy the trust? How does it destroy the relationship that I'm building? Like, ask yourself all those things. So that's one point. The second point is, as a wife that was cheated on, I can consciously say that, and I was in my 20s, this was years back, but I can consciously say that I asked, what do you need from me? I can consciously say that I was adaptable. I can consciously say that I worked to be what he needed, but it was never enough because he had a lustful desire for everybody else. So I could be everything, and it could still never be enough for a person who can't be satisfied by one person, or it couldn't be enough for a person who has a desire to have you and everybody else.
Yeah, that's good.
So working to try to be what somebody needs can cause you to be really lost, because you lose yourself trying to be what they need.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing that I really want people to focus on.
Yeah.
Understand who you are. Don't lose your value. Don't lose your view and your purpose trying to work so hard to be what somebody else needs. Let God handle them and show them who they are and who you are. And let God show you the time when it's time to exit. Because for me, I didn't exit immediately. I asked for the Lord to tell me when it was time. And he told me on a Monday, and Wednesday I was gone. I didn't waste any time. God, you said,
clearly
are you set? Let's wrap this on up. Let's get this on up. And then the other thing is be self-reflective and understand, like Mr. Keith was saying, we as women, I've learned that we have to be self-reflective, and I've learned that we have to understand our impact in the relationship, and it's not always their fault. I made a TikTok and I told women, I said, sometimes you're the problem. And the reality is, sometimes we're loud, sometimes we didn't listen, sometimes we were abrasive, sometimes it was the truth but the delivery was poor. Sometimes we shut down and shut them out, and it makes them feel rejected. Sometimes we don't even recognize that they're dealing with abandonment, rejection, brokenness, trauma, all the things.
We strip them of their humanity too.
And we don't give them space to be human. So just reminding women to give your man space to be human, and then be a safe place for him to be able to speak, to be able to be honest, to be able to be transparent, and then you receive it without rebuttal, because sometimes they don't even want the rebuttal. They just want you to listen. And I think we are poor listeners sometimes. I think sometimes we can be really selfish. You know what I mean? I have observed enough women in my life to know
sometimes we really are the problem, and we are selfish and we are self-centered and we don't care about their needs. And sometimes we're over involved and we care too much about their needs and we don't give them space to function as a man.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, we trying to find that balance. Yeah. No, that was really good. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
So I would just say my final thought on is definitely treat others, your sister, the way you want to be treated.
Yes.
To men, I would say go to therapy.
Yeah. Oh.
And I say that because you guys do deal with a lot. I'm not gonna minimize your experience being a black man or any man, a man period, but we talking about black in particular for this conversation. And I won't minimize your experience, all of the generational trauma. Just like women, we have generational trauma.
We all have
They have generational trauma as well, right?
Yeah.
And so I would say go to therapy. I would say go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times men feel like that the healing balm of Gilead is in between somebody's legs.
And it's a true story. It's a true story.
And that's not it. And it
as much as I'm admired by, you thinking that.
But it's like, I'm just here for a good time. Like, that's on you. But you have to do that. You know what I mean? So I would just encourage, because cheating is a character flaw. It comes from a deficit.
Yeah.
It comes from low self-esteem
Yeah.
for whoever participates in it,
It's
whether
true.
it's the whoever is the married person or the person that's outside of the relationship. It all goes back to self-esteem, all goes back down to self-sabotage. Therapy can help you dig through that, to do the deep digging, so that you could see where's your trauma and what's actually you, right? And then I would say to also the woman who feels like somebody else's spouse or husband is the one for you.
You're delusional.
Baby, you are super delusional. And I need you to go to therapy too. You're not with that man, but I need you to get your own session, and I need you to go, and I need you to do the work too, because there's some deep digging and some healing that needs to happen with you, and then you would make different decisions as far as your relationship. So that's my final thoughts for this episode. God, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in for this episode of I Could Be Wrong, but I doubt it, with my special guest here, Tasha Jordan. So thank you, guys, and we will be back in January. I will be posting the dates, and you can catch me on Instagram at authentically Lashana Renee, or you can find me on Facebook at Lashana Renee. And you can also find me at the Meeting Place with Yahweh on every third Friday at 24450 Evergreen Road in Southfield, Michigan. And so, before we close, please let them know where they can find you.
Okay, I am on Facebook as Rain the Realtor, and on TikTok as the Realtor.Rain. I also have a YouTube channel. It's called In the Rain, and all of the Rains are REIGN. So pretty much all of the Rains, you'll find me. Rainmaker on TikTok, Rain the Realtor on TikTok, or the Realtor.Rain. I don't know. I can't remember. I have too many handles.
Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.